your candidates, all right? Just because they're 19 years old or 91 years old and you think you only know them because of their age, you don't know them at all. Do the research behind every candidate that's going into this city. My mom, myself, we're products of this environment. I mean, we're still on food stamps. We're still on Section 8 housing. I want to be able to advocate for my people that go through what I go through. I want to advocate for the people that go through what I go through. I mean, meaning...
Right. What three things you gonna bring to the city council that affect the everyday people of Dover?
Okay, great question. Again, one, first and foremost, we need to figure out our city budget. If I'm not mistaken, I understand being concerned about the safety and making sure that they're all right. I understand that. I mean, that's not something that we can just push to the back of our heads.
Exactly. I mean, this is a future generation, right?
It's an issue. Why are we not picking this stuff up? I mean, it's right next to a City of Dover trash can. That means every week, at least once.
Welcome back to another video, guys. Today's video gonna be very interesting, right? Me Crypto Crafted. How you doing, buddy? Good. We got important video today, right? We're gonna meet a young politician from the city of Dover, Delaware, man. Just 19 years old, he decided to run for city council. What you at the age of 19, what were you doing?
What was I doing?
Yeah.
I was making babies.
You making... All right, so everybody, you know what I mean? At the age of 19, I was doing something completely different. Politics was in on my mind. So today we're gonna find out what inspired him to run for city council. And we're gonna find out also what he's gonna do completely different from people that already run. And we're gonna understand his challenges he faced because his age, because some people gonna look at it like he young, he ain't got no experience. But for me, my personal belief is I believe in the young people. What do you think?
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, I believe in young people in the sense like, you know what I mean, the older generation already stuck in the ways, they ain't gonna change. Young people always come with a brand new idea. This way wasn't working, let's try this way, you know what I'm saying? All right, so we're gonna get into this video, we're gonna find out more about him, and let's go. Hey guys, we're gonna meet the youngest member that's trying to find his way up into that building. He's standing right here, Mr. Stefan.
What's up? How you doing, man? How you doing?
Everything is doing pretty good, man. It's a nice day though, right?
It absolutely is. Very beautiful. It's a little chilly out here, but we're getting it done. We're gonna get it done.
All right, man. For the people out there in Dover that don't know, you can go ahead and introduce yourself.
Right, of course. So hi everyone, my name is Stefan Pierce. I'm currently the current running young man for the City Hall of Dover. I know that might sound a little immature, but I'm here to let the youth know that even though we speak and we may mess up, our mistakes don't hold us. So you may hear me say a few things that don't necessarily make a whole bunch of sense, but watch me bounce back from it, all right? With that being said, this specifically for me is going to the young people. I need you folks to know that our older generations, they don't believe that we are interested in what's going on in our city. They don't believe we're interested in what's going on in our state. We have to show them that that's not the case with all of us. So if you agree with me, like and put a comment under this video. Pierce for Dover.
All right, so my question is, why are you running for city council?
That's a great question. Personally, I'm gonna be honest, I was influenced, but as I continue to do more information and learn more on my own, I continue to see how I could genuinely help my community. Now, I wholeheartedly believe the person I was influenced by put me here maybe for a personal vendetta reason, but God leads me to everywhere that it is that I go. And I wholeheartedly believe that I will be able to come into that building and support my citizens without any personal vendettas or any crazy misconjunctions that come outside of that building right there to hinder my citizens. Meaning, we shouldn't be arguing over crazy stuff that doesn't happen inside this building or anything to do with our citizens and make them hinder from that. A good example, say I'm arguing with my mom. My mom also sits on council with me. We're having an argument in our home that doesn't have anything to do with these citizens. Why are we bringing this into our city home, our state home, or even where we go to make different rules and how can I make that sound better? Where we make our city rules. That's for all of us, not one specific person. I wish this could get cut up a lot.
Are you good?
Don't mind me. I can
Be
speak.
yourself.
It's just very, what's the word? Overwhelming for me.
Yeah.
This is a scary moment for me as well. And I mean, it's going to get done no matter what. And what we need to understand is even though those moments are scary for us, we can still overcome. And when we overcome, we will succeed. Don't be scared. Remember, life is what you make it.
That's pretty
Seriously.
good. All right, so you grew up in Delaware, in Dover, right?
Yes, sir, I did.
So what specific issue that face in Dover that you feel like you can change when you become a city member?
That's a better specific question, thank you.
Yeah.
With that question, I wholeheartedly believe if we go over here a few streets over, New Street or Lockerman Street, there's actually really, really bad drug, I won't even say users, because some people are born with this stuff and then they go to state buildings and they just give them more supplements to supplement that feeling that they already have. But we have a huge drug epidemic, a huge prostitution epidemic right here down these streets. If you just look right down these streets, the next 2 streets we're going on to is where that starts. I mean, and just turn right back around. That's how close you are to City Hall. That's an issue for me. Not to mention, we have schools in this immediate vicinity. I attended myself William Henry Middle School that's right down the street from exactly where we are. Actually on the same road if you just follow this road all the way down. East Dover Elementary School, which is probably about 5 minutes away from here, or even, Booker T. Washington. These are all elementary schools with children who live throughout this vicinity, with children who are already complaining about, Mom, I'm seeing this, Mom, I'm seeing that. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, the Capital School District actually had to cohort with the city where they put together a better bus planning for the students because a lot of students started complaining. That's something that we need to tackle. I'm here for the youth. I mean, we have always advocated for our adults and our people over 18. What about our people that are not 18? They need someone to advocate for them. They need someone to speak for them. And there's nobody there that will willingly do it because look at where we're at. We're in Dover. We're in a predominantly black city. And if we know history behind, our African Americans, who really cares about us? Let's be for real.
Yeah, that's pretty good, man. So, running for council member, right? What do you think your role gonna be as a council member? Like, what do you think? All right, let me rephrase that. What is a role of a council member?
A role of a
Yeah,
council
that you
member
know.
to me,
Yeah.
specifically
Yeah.
with that name, is a public servant, not a political servant. I'm a public servant. So, Mr. Pill, if you had any concerns with what's happening in the city of Dover, even in the 2nd District, because that's what I'm currently representing, the 2nd District, but I want everybody to know, just because I'm in the 2nd District does not mean I'm only representing for the 2nd District. If you have issues anywhere throughout this city and or state, and I have the opportunity or the ways to be able to get in contact with somebody who can do something to fix that issue for you, best believe I will get in contact with that person to fix that issue for you. I am for you. That's what I believe a public servant is. That's what I believe a councilman should be. But we actually don't see a lot of that. I mean, don't get me wrong. My mentor right now, Mr. Brian Lewis, I love that man. I mean, I'm not saying it's all sunshines and rainbows, but he showed me how to be able to actually deal with some of this certain stuff. He told me what to look out for, and it was crazy because I'm like, these are all grown folks. I just left high school.
Yeah.
I mean, you're telling me this, and it all just sounds like I'm back at CR again, and it's like, no, that was absolutely the truth. It's ridiculous how much us grown folks act like children, and then expect our children to act grown or at least be mature, how are they supposed to do it without an actual role model? And that's somebody that they need to be able to see. And I want to be that person, whether your kid like me or not. I want them to understand that you can come from sleeping with roaches. You can come from sleeping in the back of a car with 4 people under 18 and still be successful. I'm telling you that. Yes, you can.
That's true. One more question, right? Well, it's not one more, it's gonna be many more, but
That's all right.
at the age of 19, right?
Yes, sir.
Growing up, what inspired you, your vision at this point? Like, well, yeah, you know?
So as you can see, I got this Dover Fire hat on right here.
Yeah.
My first time ever been extremely interested in public service was actually, once again, right here on Lockerman, being able to see, what was it? I believe it was the St. Patrick's Parade Day. The City of Dover Fire Department, they came through here. There's this horn called the Q, and it sounds like this. Walk, walk. I love that sound. And I got to just hear that and see them marching. And then that's when I seen Caesar Rodney, what was it there? Oh, Lord. The young men and ladies who carry their flags.
I forgot the name too. I know what you're talking about.
Yes, and that was so beautiful to me because then I found out that in the Dover Air Force Base that's right here next to us, they have an actual professional team that go out and do that. I can't remember their name. Dignified? No, I can't remember it.
It's all right.
But yes, not to mention, I mean, even just seeing the great police officers throughout the city. I used to work with this lovely officer named Krista Rosa. She was a Dover police officer. She's since moved away, but she was my mentor in school when I was over at South Dover Elementary. Like, those people don't understand how much they actually have an impact on me. Officer Knight from Parkway. I mean, Parkway is a, what do they call it? The schools where they send the children away that
Like
have behavioral issues.
Like a boarding school or something?
Kind of like a boarding school, but there was a specific
For misbehaved kids or
Yes,
something?
absolutely. Right. I was sent there. I'm a product of Parkway Academy right here in Dover, and a lot of people know that. I mean, Officer Gedney over at William Henry, great people. They don't understand how much of an impact they actually had. Why? Because they sit in the positions they sat in, but they still treated everyone like humans, including myself. And it just really made me want to do the same for other people because I understand what it's like to not be able to smile or want to genuinely cry, but can't. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that?
You good?
Want to cry and you can't cry because whoever you're around, or because you're a man, you can't say that you feel this way because of what everybody else is going to say. No, we have to understand that we have feelings. Everyone has feelings, and everybody wants to be treated equally. Seriously.
All right, that's pretty good. So, when you see you elected, right? What 3 things you gonna bring to the city council that affect the everyday people of Dover?
Okay, great question. Again, first and foremost, we need to figure out our city budget. If I'm not mistaken, I read an annual sheet that came out of a council meeting not too long ago, maybe a week or two, and it was definitely stating how the city could be in a deficit within the next 2 to 3 years, even if not quicker. We need to be able to find out how we can actually bring in a revenue for our city that does not cost the taxpayers. I mean, $78,000, I'm not going to be specific, but $78,000 for one vehicle, it's kind of a lot.
It is a lot.
Yeah, and that's a problem for me. I'm not sure if you want to keep walking.
Yeah, we can.
If you want, we can actually tackle down this way because there's a few prominent black businesses that are owned on this road. And don't get me wrong, I'm here for our folks. I'm here for everybody. So just because right now I'm specifically targeted on, our African American culture does not mean I won't tackle anyone else. So please do believe that. And let me hit this thing so we don't get hit. It can follow walls.
What's some of the challenges you face? Because like you said, you're 19. You're brand new to the scene.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? They got people that been in the scene for years, grandfathering to the scene. What challenges do you face running?
My huge challenge is people not understanding the financial literacy that I actually do have. I actually own my own company called 5 Stars, and it's a corporation here in the state of Delaware. We actually just had an event, maybe not last night, but the night before that, and it was a pretty decent event. I was able to actually calculate a few $1,000s, and that's just me personally.
Yeah.
A lot of people need to actually do their research behind the people that they're trying to elect due to the fact that they don't know everything about these people. You only see that I'm a 19-year-old kid, but you don't understand the different endeavors that I've been in and or the life experience that I had, because you know, life experience makes people. I think we all know that there are some life experiences that we have been through that make us a bit older than what we actually are.
Hey guys, we on the Lagaman Street, right? It's the famous Lagaman Street. What do you think about the downtown project?
The downtown partnership.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you asked about the downtown partnership. I've actually been trying to get in contact with them for a few months now.
Yeah.
And I would love for them to exactly show me and tell me what it is that they're trying to do, because I understand we have this downtown partnership, but we also have that kind of trash just sitting right there and nobody is tackling it or nobody is grabbing this stuff. And mind you, we're on Lockerman. I mean, this like you said, our famous Lockerman. We have Irish mics down here. We have fierce promoters down here. Look right over there. We have people that come and just do photo shoots because this is a beautiful area. You guys look great, by the way. You're welcome. You're welcome. Do your thing. I'm sorry? To you too, baby.
Yeah, all right, I see what you're talking about, the trash
Yes,
right
sir.
here.
I mean, I'm not trying to talk down on our city workers or our downtown partnership, but even with like our city workers, this is our famous Lockerman. Why is this not cleaned up? Why is this not clean? I mean, this is history. This is legacy. That's an issue for me. I mean, if people actually took their time to do beautiful things like this, the Dover Art League, not a lot of people even know about this, and I wish they were open right now, because I'd be able to take you into here and show you how beautiful the youth really is. Because don't get me wrong, there's elderly people in here. I work with this lady named Miss Kathleen. She's actually a resident of the 2nd District. She's even a volunteer here, and it's beautiful. Not a lot of people know this. And then look down here. What does that say? Downtown Dover Partnership.
Downtown Dover Partnership, yeah.
Why does it look like that? Why is it not clean? I thought we were trying to revitalize the city. That's an issue for me.
Wow. So, do you have any family member that actually in politics, or just something is brand new to your family?
As far as I know, because I try to actually study my family lineage deep and thoroughly, I never had anyone interested in politics, but we do have some we do have public service members. I have family members over in Florida that are police officers. I have family members here that are doctors. My sister's actually in college right now to become a doctor herself. Yeah, so on and so forth, including myself. Me, a firefighter starting at 14, I'm only 19. I enjoyed every last moment of that. I mean, but other than that, no, I don't. I don't believe I do, or I ever did.
All right, so in politics, right? You're brand new, but so far, what do you see?
Well, actually, may I take you, before we go to the next question, may I show you some more of our prominent businesses that are actually open?
Yeah,
like this is Mr. Fears over here.
Mr. Fears.
Yes, Danielle Fears. Oh, you want to cross on the crosswalk? I don't want to get nobody in trouble.
Yeah.
And see, look, just like that, I'm still human. We're all human.
Yeah.
Looks pretty good to cross.
Yeah, pretty good. Fears in it. We're gonna keep the video going, all right? So apart from running for office, right, for the community, have you volunteered for any community work apart from that?
Yes, as I continued to keep hitting, like I was saying, at 14 years old, I became a firefighter down in Federica.
Yeah.
I had that great opportunity thanks to the chief down there, Alex, at the time anyway. Man, they allowed that 14-year-old boy to come in, and yeah, we all make certain mistakes, but because I was able to go down there and fit in and be loved and also be nurtured and cared for, like, you know, the person I am, it allowed me to open up the doors to want to do other things and go to other places. So yes, and then even I mean, I don't try to flaunt this stuff because I believe if you genuinely want to do it in your heart, you don't have to have a camera around you to do it. Me and my family members, like my cousin Jakari Clark, actually, we go out, we help feed people. My friend Gabriel Lazarus, he's actually my photographer for my business 5 Stars.
Yeah.
Me and him, we go out, if we see somebody in need, we help people. And that's just what I want to say. I mean, I don't want to go into specifics, but yes, we do genuinely help. And that's what I care about. I care about the help, not the notoriety that comes from it. And that gets some people, just like even the name councilman, that gets some people sometimes, and sometimes it gets to their head. And like, yeah, it's a cool title. I mean, you want to show the people that this is who you are, but at the end of the day, we were put in this office, we were elected in this office to advocate for our citizens and be public servants. That means get stuff done. There is no reason why there are certain ordinances that are still sitting in City Hall that have been there for years or months and nothing's happening with them. I mean, it's an issue for me when people have, once again, reiterating personal vendettas on crazy BS and can't get certain things passed just because they have those personal vendettas that don't have anything to do with office.
Wow. So, transparency.
Yes, sir.
That's very important.
Most definitely. That's
Especially-
actually what I'm running my campaign on, transparency.
Transparency.
Yes, sir.
All right, that's very important. Like you said, like a couple things are going on in the community. A lot of people don't know about it, right?
Yes, absolutely not.
So how will you enforce transparency when you become a city member?
Absolutely. Great question. I mean, I believe that the city is ran like a company, a business, and as it should be, because we need to bring money in and we need to make sure we're putting enough money out. Meaning our city workers, we need to make sure we are paying our city workers just enough. But how are we going to pay them if we're not bringing enough money in? We can't continue to increase fees on our city payers, like our taxpayers, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, our sewage water fee just went up. Why? Because the city didn't want to tackle it. Well, why? Because they have other issues that trickle into that made them have to go out and give that bill to the taxpayers, or so on and so forth. I mean, it's so deep than just a water issue. I mean, look around right now. I mean, yeah, the trees fall from the leaves, but isn't it supposed to be like one of our main tourist attractions? Why do we have crazy leaves all over the place? Why is there trash and leaves all over the place? We have city workers who just sleep on the side of the, you know what, maybe I shouldn't go into that. There's proof. There's a video and pictures circling the city right now of a city worker who was just inside of his vehicle at the Dover Wawa, actually, right down the street from us, just sleeping. And yeah, we don't understand the circumstances behind that because, you know, sometimes we might be overworked. Sometimes we might just be shot, tired. But imagine being a city worker in that capacity, in that vehicle, sleep. Imagine that Amazon worker right there in his truck driving was just sitting there, sleep.
Just
How
sleep.
would that look?
That wouldn't be good.
I mean, we didn't know that he was overworked or extremely tired from running up and down all these stairs and hopping in and out of his van. But because what we see off our eyes right then and there, this is what we're gonna go with. So our citizens are gonna go with, there is a city worker just sitting here, sleep, and we're wasting our money. That's an issue for me. That's another issue.
All right, we on Lackerman, right? Lackerman Street.
Yes, sir, we are.
You know crime, right? What would you do
familiar.
to enforce the laws within the city when it comes down to crime?
Oh, that is man, that's a hard question because it's not just us, you know? I mean, I'm running for a city local government right now, and you're talking about a state level issue. Yeah, I can go to the mayor and be like, Mr. Robinson, this is what I believe that should happen. This is what I believe we should do. But you can't, because it starts with Miss Jenkins, Kathy Jenkins, our state attorney. I mean, there's been bills and ordinance that she's pushed to the point where it makes it harder for our Dover police officers to actually get things done. Why? Because panhandling, nobody really presses that issue anymore. So now you can see people just standing any and everywhere asking for this, and that. I mean, yeah, it's not an issue, but it becomes an issue when people like my mother doesn't have anything and she's working off of food stamps or government assistance already and feels bad, and then every single day she sees the same faces and she's trying to let them know she has 7 children of her own, she can't really do this, and not because she wants to be stingy, but because they genuinely can't. And sometimes it puts people down or put people in certain predicaments or even feelings because they genuinely can't help. So that's where it starts for me, or even our prostitution issue. I mean, why are we not arresting them? I believe that our jail systems are great rehabilitation systems. I mean, not everything that they do, but certain things like being able, certain things they do, like being able to force certain things to happen. Like if we sent a prostitute to jail, wouldn't she be able to get away from her pimp? I mean, if that's who they're scared away or scared to get away from, or even if they just want, I don't know. It's so hard. It's so deeper than just that issue. And my main goal is to get onto city council so we can have these conversations, because I don't believe that these conversations are being had enough. Right now in our presidency, our president only really cares about trans men and women's sports. There's so much more issues. There are so much more issues than just trans men and women's sports. I mean, like you said, Mr. Pill, we have crime going on. We have city elected officials that think that they can just do whatever they want because they were elected in by the people. We're not above the people. We work for these people. These people put us where we're at. We need to remember that. Not a lot of people remember that. I mean, out of state, there was this councilman who got pulled over for running a stop sign, and he goes, and don't quote me because I might not be 100% right about this, but he goes, I'm a councilman. Don't you think that I should just be able to do this, this, and that? Don't you think you should just get me out of this ticket? That's not the case.
You think you're above the law or something?
Of course, and that's not it.
Nah.
I mean, even now, there are certain people that I've been with, and they'll just do whatever it is that they want to do. And that's an issue for me.
See, you brought up the federal level, right?
Of
Government.
course.
You talk
Yes,
about
sir.
the president just now, right?
Yes.
Now, DEI. You know about DEI, right?
I am very familiar with.
So now you be on the local level. How will DEI being removed affect on the local level?
Well, personally, wholeheartedly, I believe that, like you said, that is definitely a federal thing that
Yeah.
they have to figure out there. But on a local level, I believe that here in Delaware and with the current people that we have, that's not going to affect us. Why? Because we have a great governor right now, Matt Myers. I was actually able to follow him around a few times during his campaign, and Cowles Evan Gay, or even our state representatives, Lisa Blount Rochester, or Miss McBride, even Senator Coons. I mean, we have a great team advocating for us in Washington. So I know that we will not be affected by that.
Yeah, that's pretty
Delaware
good.
will not be affected by that.
Another one, immigration. That's pretty heavy
That definitely is.
on the federal level. But on the local level, like the city of Dover that you're trying to be a part of.
Yes, sir.
How will you enforce immigration?
I'm glad you asked that question. I'm gonna have to hit you with this. I watched a great news interview of our Matt Myers earlier today on the Hill when he had his broadcast the other day. He said this: if there are ICE agents cooperating with our state police, our local police, and those are the efforts that they are trying to do, and it's legal and it's conjoined and it makes sense, then yeah, we're not going to go against the law. I mean, we're not trying to go to jail ourselves. But if we have ICE agents just going into our local schools and just taking kids out of there and scaring other children, because Lord knows how they're going to come in there. I mean, they're illegal immigrants, right? They're probably going to come in there with their guns blazing, get on the ground, all this extra stuff. We don't want that. We don't want that, because then you're going to scare children. You're going to end up making people look at you differently than what they already do look at you. I mean, it just goes bigger and bigger and bigger. I mean, and there's a broader picture to that. Personally, I don't think on a local level we can really tackle that ourselves. And even to mention, City of Dover doesn't have anything to do with the school districts. So, and when I say the City of Dover, I mean City Hall. City Hall doesn't have anything to do with Capital School District. City Hall doesn't have to do with any school districts that sit here in the city of Dover. I mean, including Academy of Dover. We don't. So it's kind of, excuse my language, shitty on how, you know, we really can't have a say in that, which is understandable because they are on their own level and they also have their own board that, you know, oversees everything and makes sure everything is going all right for them. But I wish we could do more as far as that. And to my knowledge, there hasn't been any arrests as far as illegal immigrants here in the city. But I do know they have already been in the state.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Now we're gonna bring it back to the city when it comes to the young generation, right? You're a young guy.
I am.
You
19
know what I mean?
years old.
19
Yes,
years of running for city council, right?
Yes, sir.
Now the young generation coming after you, right? Education.
Education?
What would you do to enforce maybe early child care or something like that to help the young generation? What's your thought?
I love that question. All right, so I'm even glad that we're here. So right across the street, I think they're supposed to be building a downtown partnership apartment complex.
Yeah.
But once again, our great governor, Matt Myers, was talking, when he was inaugurated actually, he signed a bill at Delaware State University, the first historically black college to ever have an inauguration of any political figure there.
Yeah.
And he's signed a bill to the point where he's actually going to bring different trades into the city, if not the city, the state, and be able to have these children go to specific buildings or even already at their school and get paid for this stuff. Why? Because it enhances the students. It wants them to, better way. It encourages them to want to actually go to school because they're making something, they're getting an incentive. Me, I just left school. I'm not gonna lie to you. I used to think of that as a chore that I had to do every day that I never wanted to do. I mean, I love school. I love all the different opportunities that I got out of it. I mean, even my ROTC years, even my meeting my many friends that are still my friends to this day. It was great, but certain things in school you just don't want to deal with. And imagine hearing, oh, well, an incentive is money. Now I don't have to worry about getting out of school at 2:30 and then having to be at work right at 3. I mean, that stuff used to get crazy. Imagine students just being able to go to school and learn and get paid for it and also go on to the next trade, because that's also another issue for us. I mean, we don't have people that want to do anything anymore.
Yeah.
People aren't interested in being police officers. People aren't interested in being paid firefighters. People are not interested in being city public servants. That's just not something they're interested in anymore. And why? The cards that we were dealt. It seems like nobody else on the higher level cares, and it just trickles down, and it got all the way to the local level. And I want to be here and be the one to show all youth, not even youth, because I have to speak to my older generations as well. I want to show you guys that age is literally just a number when it comes to your endeavors. If you have a dream, follow your dream. It does not matter how old you are, and don't let nobody talk crap about you, because as long as you believe in yourself and God's leading you, you're gonna get it done.
That's true. Hey, so you know who you running against yet?
So I won't necessarily say running against, because I'm not running against anybody. We are just fighting for a seat that has limited spots. But as far as right now, make sure I ain't going about the. I love that. See, that's the kind of energy that I like. I feed off of that. I love when I see constituents happy to be in Dover, Delaware. I love when I see constituents happy to just be Americans. We live in a great country. I would not be able to do what it is that I'm doing right now if I was not in this country. That's why I have to take this and run with it. And I have to do great. I have no other choice but to do great. And I do see the firefighters coming back now.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll be too tired, but I would love to actually be able to speak to them and let you guys see what it is that they do, because I've seen your videos, Mr. Pill, but I don't think we ever actually tackled the Dover Firehouse.
No, we never.
I would love to speak to these gentlemen. I mean, I know they're probably all tired and washed up. Not washed up, excuse me, but very, very tired from the fire that they just had.
Yeah.
They just had a 3rd alarm fire at an apartment complex. I'm actually gonna see if I can send a picture to Mr. Pill so he can put that in there. You guys can see that. But these guys right here, you gotta love them.
All right.
You gotta love them. Right now I'm sitting here with
Brian Michael Bauer.
Brian Michael Bowers. Hi, sir. My name is Stefan Pierce, and I see you're a constituent or a liver of City of the Dover.
I'm a homeless young man currently who's sleeping behind a house that is rented by Hispanics. My payment to them, basically, in agreement, is I keep the yard clean, which I am possibly doing. I have a big pile. I'm gonna get rid of it.
Can you show the work that he's doing, actually?
I'm out here This lady in the house next door, I've known them for a good minute. I've been out on the streets in Delaware itself since I was 29, off and on.
And how old are you now?
I'm now 38, about to be 39 on March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. I'm basically, they know that I'm doing this, but I've actually also made it known to them they don't owe me nothing. That's how much care and heart. As a homeless kid, I got out in August of last year, off and on, been in and out of systems, foster care, group homes, you name it. Basically, I've been in 2 different cities that I've worked with. This last day I worked with, Sussex County work with doesn't help nothing. We have a case for a supervisor, Miss Hayes. She'll come in early morning and do nothing but sit there and read our letters, then leave early in the morning, not knowing, we don't even know if the letters are really getting to our counselors.
Yeah, it was crazy.
They basically, they gave me a paper when I was released saying you have an updated interview. The only thing I worked out good was a condenser card, which will pay for my birth certificate when I feel comfortable getting it. Because I'm on the streets. You even have to worry about being on the streets for certain individuals. Certain individuals will take from you. But at the same time, you have a lot of interviews, a lot of people out here that are misunderstood, that are hard workers. There's a few homies of mine that have actually showed initiative. Like last night, I had a Muslim young brother of mine. I met him a couple years ago. He got out. He's been staying out of trouble as he struggles himself. I put word out for certain places to help him out because they're under table. The restaurant that took over the 33 West, always your location. I take their trash out. If they need the old cooking oil dropped out, I know where their drop oil boxes from the fact that I knew. I've been around where the 33 West was. I know a lot of people that work there. There was a young man that always wore a hat, Philadelphia Flyer hat backwards. I call him Hockey Man.
Good. Can I ask you a question?
Oh,
Yes,
I'm sorry. I just wanted to listen, man.
Yeah, you're doing a good job. You know, I mean, you're a politician. That's what you do. Right?
I'm not a politician. I'm a public servant. I'm here to serve for the public. I don't want to be called a politician.
All right, that's pretty good. I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you think the city do anything to help your current condition?
Actually in Dover, I want to say that they somewhat do, but then when you have only certain amount of shelters and not many more out here in Dover, we actually have one Sunday breakfast to my knowledge up in Wilmington. We have maybe 2, 3 max of all male shelters, and what it is you can't just walk into the shelter and expect a bed. You got to call a number every day. And if you don't have a working phone, how are you able to call that number every day? Especially when you can't make it to the center. They shutting down the center that was next to the old shelter right there. The Interfaith Mission.
Oh, okay. They're shutting that down?
They shut that one down there. Then they supposedly built a spot here that I can tell you days.
I know what you're talking about now, actually. Right over
There
here by
was a
Summit
center
Circle.
called like REV or something. I would go there and play pool back in the day. They shut that down. For a while, they were threatening to shut down their interface because the landlord was saying that their lease was up. I have a friend that's part of the reentry. I know people. I used to live with a woman in Smyrna that Miss Lori. She's out there in Smyrna trying to get places for us.
So, Stefan, right? You heard his complaint so far, and you're running for city council member, right? What will you do to ensure what he just talked about? What will you do to fix that problem?
And see,
on a mass scale.
What's so crappy about that is the fact that I'm running in the 2nd district, and that's why I'm glad that I came outside of the 2nd district to see what's actually happening in our city. What I can do, like I said before, is advocate my ass off for this young man. I mean, yes, I can try to hook up with as many different people, but like you said, I mean, you're gonna have to call people every single day. They make the system hard. Yeah. I'm a product of this system, just like this man, and I know they make it hard. I mean, even when you want to get food, they make it hard. They make you have to, I mean, some people are not Christians. They will make you sit through a church service just to get food. No, some people don't want to go through that.
That happens occasionally. The Salvation Army is about 4 years ago. I was explaining to them about how we get free phones if we go to certain places, hopes and dreams. Just because of the fact that I protected myself in the center when I first ended up in homeless at wintertime. The center that I'm talking about is now shut down. It used to be right across the parking lot area of the interfaith, where Salvation Army don't even want to feed us now. They basically use it for church and personal use. When we go there to ask for stuff like socks and blankets and stuff, they'll give us homemade blankets. Cool, I like that. It looks like a freaking roll-up. It's different, like fabrics they make it.
So long story short, what you were saying is you protected yourself, and ever since then you were never able to return back there.
I'm not allowed to go to any resources in Dover, but due to the fact that I don't feel comfortable or safe in Wilmington because of what's going on in the world nowadays, I won't go to Wilmington, and I don't like Sussex County because there's nothing but a lot of judgmental rednecks out there.
Which is an overstandable statement, very overstandable statement. So I wholeheartedly believe that the city of Dover, we need to tackle this issue. My council members that currently sit on council, even though I'm...
I put my name one time, but the page...
No, you're good. It's right there. Yeah, I kept the key there.
But if you walk by again later on...
Oh, no, I'm going to remember your name. I'm going to remember your face.
I'll give them my phone number. It's a text now.
Put it down on there. It doesn't matter to me. I'll call you all the time.
That's the thing. I don't know the number by heart. I just got it. If you walk by, like, if you see me on... If you see me on, like, Walkerman...
Yes, sir.
I'm like right now.
What's the city doing to tackle this drug problem going on in the city?
Not Jack Squad, it seems like. I mean, yeah, you see Dover on Newsbreaks making all, and when I say Dover, I mean Dover PD on Newsbreak making all these huge drug busts and arrests. But they're gonna need to keep themselves occupied somehow. So I believe that they're keeping it controlled. I wholeheartedly believe that they know what's going on. They know who's doing what it is that they're doing, and they're still doing it. Like, if you look down the street, they were just all congregating and watching us, and now they're all dispersing.
The
Why?
city camera.
Right. They don't want to be on camera. Nobody wants to be seen. And it's fucking... And you know what? No. I live in America. I have a freedom of speech. I'm going to speak as free as I want to speak. Oh, hi, baby. How are you doing? I'm sorry, I didn't recognize you. This is... Yeah, we guys were at church together? Well, how was service? I'm sorry?
I said, Pastor brought an awesome word, Love Temple, we just have church. We be having church.
Yes, and that's another thing. My church actually also... I'm sorry, I don't want to keep you in the middle of the road. It was lovely seeing you. God bless you as well, too. Sorry, speaking a little too fast. But... yeah, I mean, even well, I'm here with
Vanell.
And how long have you been a city member a citizen, may I say, of Dover?
About 40-something years.
So you are born and raised here, just like I was. All right, that means we were actually able to see from when we were a child how good the city once was to where it's at now.
Yes.
Tell me some things that you wholeheartedly believe that this city needs to tackle and change and actually upgrade. I mean, whether it's on a federal level or even local.
Mainly homelessness. Because there's a lot of people out here that are homeless, and like I said, nobody knows another person's struggle. So main thing that we can change is more homes.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you see all these houses out here that they had them boarded up and et cetera, when they could turn around and make it into a traditional home for the homeless or somebody that's needy.
Right, and I don't want to quote, and I also don't want to make anybody look bad, but to my knowledge, our mayor, Robin Christensen, said at a past council meeting that he wasn't giving nonprofits any housing or any property to be able to build things like this. What is your opinion about that?
My opinion, I feel like this. This is supposed to be the first state, the land of the free.
Yes, ma'am.
So I feel that the first state, we can turn around and help out every other state but our own.
I mean, including countries. We help other
That's
countries.
What I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Mainly our own, different countries. Delaware needs to worry about Delaware and the people that are here.
Absolutely.
Hey guys, we here with Jennifer and Titi, right? And you're here. You're seeing the council member. Actually, the council member running, right?
Running, yes, sir.
For the first, you know him from Facebook, right? Now he here. You're gonna ask him any question, like what you want to change in the city?
Yes.
Oh,
What would
please,
you like to
anything.
change around here for us?
Well, as I just reiterated to the last woman we were speaking to, my mom, myself, we're products of this environment. I mean, we're still on food stamps. We're still on Section 8 housing. I want to be able to advocate for my people that go through what I go through. I want to advocate for the people that go through what I go through. I mean, meaning, as I said before, we shouldn't have people coming from Foxhall or Wild Quell talking about okay, well in Dover, because there's so many black people over here and that's what they're doing as far as whether it be drugs, prostitution, this and that, we're just gonna leave that and we're gonna make sure that our white community is all right. That sounds so crazy, and I don't wanna divide us, but that's how it is. And I'm gonna speak the truth. And with the truth, a lot of heartache in it, but we need to come together a lot better. And that's one thing that I wanna push.
Okay. TC, what you have to add?
I think y'all right.
You think
right.
You think you're right? Mm-hmm. All right, man. So,
I mean, even with the different,
No matter what-
don't get me wrong,
What the neighborhood is, everybody should have their equal rights.
right? Because I know personally, and I know this might sound crazy with me being in the predicaments I'm in, but I know white drug users who won't go through what these ladies will go through, or who won't go through what these gentlemen around me right now will go through. Like, let's be for real, and that's the truth.
all right,
All right,
man.
ladies and gentlemen, I'm currently standing here with,
Frederick Johnson,
and sir, you've been a citizen of Dover for how long?
42 years.
42 years. See, do y'all see the common occurrence? People that live in this city have been in this city their entire lives. Could you tell me some stuff that you genuinely feel like we need to change throughout the city, or actually tackle and not just talk about?
The only thing I had a problem with is like my mom was just telling me about the food stamps. They're trying to cut food stamps off, and just assistance for the kids and all that type of stuff. That's one thing. I got a granddaughter, you know what I mean? So that's my only problem. They just don't need to take that stuff away because it's hard out here for these young, mothers and fathers.
All right, not to mention the income. I mean, Delaware housing, we're at an income right now where I believe they want like $15,000 or $1,500 for one bedroom most of the time, don't they?
Exactly.
Yeah.
More. That's
Who's
just
going to be able
ridiculous.
to pay that with a minimum wage job making $15 an hour, not to mention already having children or already having a car payment or bills that you have to pay, like the bills in your house.
Right.
Exactly. That's a problem. That's a problem.
So
for
hard.
a lot
They
of
wonder
people.
why so many homeless people out here. You know what I mean? It's hard.
Like, this is another issue for me. We're in our prominently black area and they just leave shit like this sitting out. And yes, I'm going to use the words I want to use because I have, like I said before, freedom of speech. Why is this not cleaned? This is mud, trash, and leaves. Last time I checked, city workers are in charge of the leaves and the mud that gets all onto our public roadways. Now you're talking about mixing trash into this as well, not to mention whatever else is in it. That's a issue. Why are we not picking this stuff up? I mean, it's right next to a City of Dover trash can. That means every week, at least once, city workers see this. But I can't talk too much.
See, in this community we at, right? It's like
You don't hop on the sidewalk, I won't.
yeah. See, that drugs and homelessness is pretty heavy over here, right?
Absolutely. And
So-
I mean, and this is just one block. We haven't touched the next 3 or the next 2 blocks that are over. I mean, we didn't even go that way yet. There's so much happening in Dover that is blinded to people because they only hear the crime or they only see this or hear that. It's ridiculous. There are people that actually want to have better lives, but they are only a product of their environment because it's easy for them to, I guess, what's a better way? Provide for their family. I mean, and it sucks because they don't have other opportunities. They don't have people touching their communities to make sure that they can actually be successful. That's an issue for me.
Yeah. All right. So you know the crazy part? The downtown project gonna be right there.
Yeah, right down there.
And
let's see how many of these folks they actually help put in homes. Because
what do you think? Would that create job for the people that live on this?
Oh my Lord, I am so hoping so. With the downtown partnership right now, and that's why I'm optimistic about it. I'm not necessarily saying I'm for it, and I'm not saying I'm against it. I'm optimistic, and I would love for them to bring more jobs into the city because we need more city workers, whether that be public city workers or private city workers. I mean, like this gentleman right here we were just talking to, Brian. He's out here in the cold getting his work done just for a place to sleep. This man should be able to have somewhere to sleep, eat, and go get a car if he really, really wanted to. That's an issue for me. We live in America. This is the land of the freedom. This is the home of the brave. Come on, what are we doing? All right, so today I'm here with
Ashley and KK.
And KK, okay. And I'm actually running for city council over in the 2nd district, but this is not the 2nd district. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that or not.
I'm not too good with districts, unfortunately.
No, that's all right. That's all right. But I'm interested in advocating for our city as a whole, especially with our youth. And I seen you were walking here with your daughter, right?
Yes, my daughter.
And I just wanted to see if there's anything that, because we've talked to so many grown people. May I ask your daughter a question?
You can. She might. Yes. Is that okay?
Is that all right? Well, no.
She might answer me. Is that okay?
Well,
go ahead. You can ask her.
So my question for KK, but going to mommy,
Yes.
is what's something in the city that you believe that you want change? I mean, whether it's in your schools or on the bus or even just out on the parks.
Even in parks or something like better parks, more parks. Is that something? Okay, well, I mean, I'm not trying to answer for her, but we've talked about this actually,
Yeah.
some stuff like this, because there isn't that much to do around here.
Of
and that's
course.
like one of the biggest problems, and especially, unfortunately, the area that we live in right now is not the safest, quite unfortunately. So to be 100%, and I homeschool her, partly because of the lack of safety around this area, and I just feel better. And she's an amazing, intelligent young lady, and she's doing very well. But I just honestly, she's kind of stuck inside a lot because there's not that much to do, and again, the safety issue. So that's something that is really a priority for me and her.
Of course.
I'd like her to be able to get out a lot more, and there to be a lot more activities that are safe, you know, for kids to be able to do.
I mean,
it's just, there's just such a lack of that around here.
And being a product of the Dover Capital School District, I can genuinely say that hurts me because I know for a fact that there are teachers in those schools, there are students in those schools that would probably love to be around Miss KK. But because of the bigger, broader issues that we're dealing with in our city that mom sees, it makes you have a different judgment. And she has probably never been to our schools.
She hasn't, unfortunately, and I would love for her to. I mean, you know, just the interaction with her peers and everything like that. And it sounds silly, but honestly, even the bus stops that she would be at, because I don't have a vehicle right now, I'm not even comfortable with that.
Of course.
So it's just purely, and you know, quite unfortunate. And then, you know, even after school there'd still be a lack of activities and everything. So
have you ever heard of the People's Community Church right down here?
I didn't know they did anything for kids, actually.
They do,
They
actually.
do,
Yes,
okay.
ma'am. 4:30 to about 7:30, I believe, and they actually even feed. I volunteer there on Wednesdays and Thursdays, but they actually have this man named Daquan Price, and they have a lot of children. Trust me, a lot of children. Yes. And it's diverse as well, love. So
yes, and she's grown up with that, so that's awesome. Yeah, she's
So if you were interested in that, that's something that
cool.
you could take.
I mean, that's awesome, but still, that's one thing.
Of
you know
course,
what I mean?
yeah, it's safety because you want to make sure your daughters are right.
Exactly.
I understand that. I mean, I'm not a parent yet, but I have 7 siblings, and,
Oh
and I'm
goodness.
the oldest, so I
wow.
understand being concerned about the safety and making sure that they're all right. I understand that.
Thank you
that's
for
not
that.
something that we can just push to the back of our heads.
Exactly. I mean, this is a future generation, right?
course,
so
of
we want
course.
them to grow up, you know, in the best way they can.
Right, and I just wanted to make sure, ma'am, that you know who I am because I will be someone who is advocating for you. Okay?
Do you know what that means?
If you don't know what that means, it means I will be speaking for you. Do you know about our president?
A little bit. The president of the country.
No.
She just talked about it a little bit.
Well, that's all right.
She's very shy, as you can
You
see.
and mommy might be able to speak about it a little later.
Yes.
But I just want to let you know that if you ever see my face and you're dealing with an issue throughout the city or anywhere, you can always talk to me. Seriously.
Remember how we talked about voting for somebody, lead the president stuff? That's somebody we can vote. You do get voted, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
April 15th, before 8:30 a.m. Or no, after 8:30 a.m. and before 8:30 p.m.
Okay,
if you're
I'm
interested.
gonna have to remember
But you gotta
that.
be in the 2nd district.
Oh, okay, that's right. But still, it's important. Actually, I need to get into it even around here. So.
Yes. Are you a registered voter, if you don't mind me
I
asking?
am not right now. No, actually, I was.
Would you be interested in that?
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Okay. So if you go to ivote.gov
Okay.
on the internet, they'll walk you through everything.
Cool.
I mean,
okay, I need to get back to that. Yeah.
Remember, if you need me to write it down on a piece of
No,
paper.
I got it.
Okay,
Thank you.
ivote.gov.
Okay.
There it is.
He's got this. He's got this.
But thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Can you give him a pound?
May I?
Can we do a pound? The elbow?
No. What up?
No, okay. I'm
You know what? I'll take it.
Next time, maybe.
I'm still here with feature leader, and we at the People Church. Tell me about the People Church. Oh, don't forget your mic.
Oh, no, trust me. I got you.
Yeah.
Because I'm interested in also giving it to the pastor when we get to that part. But, ladies and gentlemen, constituents of the city of Dover and so on and so forth, we're actually at the People's Community Church located right here in the beautiful city of Dover. A lot of folks don't know, this church holds a lot. I mean, from after-school programs for children to hosting meals at 6:30 at night. And I believe it's up until 7:30. It might change or fluctuate throughout who comes, because they have multiple different non-profit organizations that come and help these people. If you even come over here and look on the side, yes, this is a church. We're very familiar with the way that the church perceives itself as far as sexuality and things as such, but everyone is welcome. Everyone. Why? Because we are here for the people. We are here for us as a whole. We send gays, trans, and bisexual people over to Afghanistan and Iraq to fight. Why can't we love them how they're supposed to be loved here in the country that they're fighting for? With that being said, I don't want to take the sunshine away from the pastor, so I would love for you guys to meet Pastor Hodge of the People Community Church.
Yep. So, the city council member is the only. You think that's the farther you're gonna go when it comes down to politics, or you trying to aim harder?
That's a great question. As far as right now, I'm only interested in being able to do what it is that I have my eyes set on now. Maybe later on, but right now, no. I need to put my foot in the door here, and I need to actually focus on what it is that I need to do here.
Yeah.
Not worrying about creating a legacy so I can go be your president within the next 35 years. I mean, sounds great, but no. How can I get there if I can't even make changes here?
That's true.
So that's not what I'm thinking about right now.
Hey guys, you gotta take care of your home first, right? That's what it said.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, man. We at the People Church.
And you see how beautiful this is? It's very elegant. I mean, even their cathedral, it's beautiful.
Oh, wow.
I can't wait for y'all to come in here. And there's a little piano that's in this room straight ahead, actually, that I come into, and the pastor allows me to play when there ain't too many people here. And that's another thing. If you ever are interested in coming to the People Community Church, this thing right here, this is their doorbell. All you got to do is press it and slide right on over. If you press it, slide right on over, just like that, somebody will get on the phone and start talking to you. Hey, pastor, I was just trying to see if we can come in and speak to you just about the church and what it is that you guys do here. I'm here with Alex Pill. He's an independent reporter, and I think he can do good for what it is that we're fighting for.
Come on back to the office.
Yes, sir.
All right. See you on game day, guys. Hey, guys, we still here with
Stefan Pierce.
Yeah, and Mr.
Dr. Hodge.
Yeah, Dr. Hart is the pastor at the People Church that we were just talking about outside. Can you tell me about what's going on with the People Church and the help you do in the community?
The members of People's Church 4 years ago decided that they wanted to be useful again.
Mm-hmm.
And we are a huge asset, a huge building right in the middle of a neighborhood that is in tough shape, in which a lot of people are desperate. And so the congregation decided it wanted to be useful again.
Mm-hmm.
So we've decided to convert 2/3 of the building into the People's Community Center. We founded a community development corporation called People's Community Center, and we've been writing grants to remodel the building and to start programs. Our current programs are downstairs is the Center for Neighbors in Need. That houses a homeless shelter, nightly meals for the neighborhood food insecure, case management so folks can get back on their feet. The second floor is a full-size basketball court, which we use for our after-school program for neighborhood children. That program helps children learn how to resolve conflicts and get along. Are you out of? They get to play in supervised games. They just have fun. And then when they get into arguments, we teach them about how to settle arguments without violence.
As Mr. Daquan says, it's that love and that respect.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And we also give them a hot meal every day. Some of the children in the neighborhood don't have anywhere to go after school. We are the only place downtown. There is not even an outdoor basketball hoop in a vacant lot. We are it. And so we wanted to be a place for the children to come and do something other than hang out in the neighborhood with their older brothers.
Yeah.
And some of them don't have a hot meal waiting for them when they get home.
So that's where the church come in and involve, take care of that problem, right? All right. So we got Stefan right here. The city of Dover election coming up pretty soon, right? And he part of the election, right? And what's your thought on him running for city council?
He was a volunteer here even before the city council nomination became available. So we believe that he has a heart for the community, that he is invested in the well-being of the children. I think that's fair to say.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So you've been into public work for a long time then?
I mean, yeah, that's what I was telling you before. I mean, at 14, I became a volunteer firefighter. I mean, I've been interested in this stuff my entire life, ever since before I could even get into it.
All right. So now he's here. In your experience, what do you think the city need to help or to need to improve on when it comes to homelessness and kids? You know what I mean? What's your thought?
This is a difficult question because the city council is not equipped to do what really needs to be done. The city council manages the city. It's the administrator of the city. It manages the services. The things that are causing so many children to become desperate and to wind up with ankle bracelets, and the thing that causes so many people in the neighborhood to become addicts and homeless are not the things that the city council can help. They have to do with capitalism, frankly.
Capitalism.
And with the way that our national economy is set up. What the city council can do and what this young man could do is to empower and equip local neighborhoods to fight for themselves. What he could do is to help people understand that there are options, there are other ways, find mechanisms for them to connect to the avenues for accessing power. And he hasn't said this, but I would plant this seed in his mind: lead protest marches when appropriate. Get the neighborhood up and angry and let the people with power know. So he could be a community organizer.
Yeah, he got it in him. I can see it.
That's what the city doesn't need just another city councilman to manage the Department of Public Works. The city needs somebody who can be an organizer and can help people understand that they do have power and help them find ways to use that power in order to get what they need in order to thrive.
All right. Stefan, this one for you, all right?
Yes, sir.
We're in the church right now, right?
We are in the church.
And you talk about God so many times doing this interview, right? Doing this video. Why is religion so important to you?
I mean, that's goes actually to our sheep mentality that we have here in Delaware. It's just been something that's been in my family my entire life, and my grandparents always tell me. I mean, even to this day, we see my grandma. I'm not sure if we got that on video today.
I'm sorry, guys. I wasn't able to capture that, but yeah.
But yeah, she was just leaving church, actually passing us as we were doing this interview, and it's just something that's been deep rooted into our family to just put God first, and He leads us. I mean, I would not be in this predicament with these gentlemen if he were not leading me. And I would not have been able to come out of the different situations that I'm in currently or have been in if it wasn't for him leading me. I mean, even with my cross, I mean, it might not mean a lot to you, but it means more than enough to me. I mean, I wear that every day, any and everywhere. I don't care who doesn't like it. Simple. That's my faith. That's what I fall onto. And He leads me. He leads me to make sure I'm doing the right things at all times. And even if I do something wrong, trust me, I do wholeheartedly believe that He gives me the consequences for that. But I know right now that He's put me here for a reason and a specific reason, and I got to get that job done.
All right. Helping people, right? That's something you're very passionate about.
Yes, sir.
Like he said, that's something you've been doing before even the election are going on, right? So, growing up, what part of that experience growing up shaped your thinking about helping people right now?
Oh, my mom.
Oh, your mom?
My mom is such a caring, loving person. I mean, no matter how much we might bicker and argue with each other on our personal issues, I've seen my mom house so many people in our own home that didn't have anywhere to go, and we barely had anywhere to sleep. But because she didn't want to see her own family members on the floor, they were all in there with us. I mean, there's been times where even my aunt and our cousins, we were all in one house, whether it be at her house or our house, and we're together. And I mean, they're cooking hot meals for everybody. Everybody's getting clothes for school. Everybody's getting supplies for school. Everybody is getting the same thing that one child is getting. So if I'm getting some, my sister's getting it. My cousin's getting it. My unborn niece is getting it.
Yeah.
I mean, like...
So it came from the root, from family root.
And that's one thing I love to speak about is our family members, because our family members are the reason why I feel like I'm where I'm at right now. I wouldn't be able to do this without the good and the bad experiences.
All right, that's pretty cool. Bethany, go ahead. You can grab that.
And I have a question for the candidate.
Yeah, go ahead.
You've talked about what we call service provision, which is helping people stay alive. However, that can only go so far, because what we believe we need to do is not just keep people alive, but challenge the economic and social and political structures that cause people to be so desperate to begin with. So I challenge you as a city council candidate, if you're successful, to use your position not just to keep people alive, but to empower people to help them understand that they have power and that they need to stand up and struggle against. For instance, I think that Delaware is urgently in need of rent control.
Yes, and that's something that Matt Myers right now is actually, to my knowledge, trying to tackle. I mean, I do know there's a lot going on as far as the federal and the state level, but that's something that I do hear him currently recur.
But the state could do that, and certain economists will tell you why it's not true, but that's false. And I have a PhD in economics also. The city council can't do anything about that. And your fellow city council people would say, hey, that's not our job. But what you could do is to organize the neighborhoods in your district so that they can then begin to fight.
Absolutely, because we the people.
In order to get their state representative and senator to take a stand. So on the city council, maybe you can't do anything, and that's what the president of the city council will say. Stay out of that. It's not our thing. But you could use your position to get other people organized and informed about the issues.
You are absolutely correct, and that's another reason that I'm running, because I've witnessed that actually. A lot of people will just sit comfortably where they're at and just be okay. I don't understand how they're okay with that. I mean, we were elected by these people. They want us specifically to represent them to our state. I mean, right now, I'm very close with our state representative over on the 2nd District, Trey Party, or Carrie Harris. I mean, we were at just a few events with each other, and these are certain things that we actually tackle and talk about because, I mean, yeah, I'm talking right now, but when I get into that office, what I want to be doing is doing, not talking. I mean, yeah, we have to have discussions about things, of course, but all these years I've been a citizen of Dover, all I've ever heard or seen on Newsbreak or even WBOC was, we're talking about this, we're talking about that, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. When is it actually going to get done? When are we going to put foot onto the ground, as Miss Fran Perry says?
Things will get done when there is a grassroots groundswell of demand. Even somebody as, I'm going to use the word progressive, as Mrs. Harris, can't do anything by herself, but if she had a whole neighborhoods of Kent County up in arms, then she could use that to leverage more votes on the House.
Absolutely. 'Cause
So
it's what the
she
people
needs grassroots organizers to educate people, to conscientize them, which means to help them see that they have power and responsibility to speak, and then to organize them. You probably know folks who are maybe even people in this neighborhood who they do a lot of yelling. They do understand they have power and they make a fuss, but it's kind of in a sloppy, disorganized way. And that sometimes causes more harm to the progressive cause. So people need to not only be empowered and educated.
At the People Church, and this the gym area, right?
People Community Center. The People's Community Center. We are currently still here at the People's Community Center. And as the pastor was informing some of you folks about the huge full gym that they have upstairs. I mean, this is beautiful. I've been able to come up here and play basketball with these children. I don't know if you know this about Stefan or not, but he also is a huge it was a little off, but I love soccer, or football as some people call it. I love that, but I just wanted to show you the opportunities that could be up here. I mean, they even have, hold on, just stay there. They even have a full-size stage where we could put on productions for our city, for children who are interested in things like this. This is my forte. I mean, if nobody else wanted to do it, I'd do something like this. I'm telling you, people will come out. I've already had it shown. But yeah, I had to at least show you.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Hey guys, we still here, man. We just been around Dover for a little bit, met a couple people, talked to a couple people. Stefan here with me. And anything you want to add?
Well, honestly, no. But I do want to say, learn your candidates, all right? Just because they're 19 years old or 91 years old and you think you only know them because of their age, you don't know them at all. Do the research behind every candidate that's going into this election. As the mayor said in WBOC clip, I'm not sure if you're going to show that, but vintage still is good. I mean, they're as good as the youth. We're all just as good as each other, and nobody's better than anyone. So do your research. Once again, this is Stefan Pierce. You're watching Alex Pill. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And with that said, we out.
Yeah.
Leading the capital city during a period of historic growth. That's beautiful. Oh, you're recording?
Yeah. I'm just trying to create some.
I'm done.
Look, you know what I mean? All right. I'm gonna find.